Students, in the previous class we have discussed about Rutherford's experiment. In this experiment, Hans Geiger and Marsden bombarded a very fine beam of alpha ray on a thin gold foil and observed that most of the alpha particle passed straight through the gold foil without suffering any deviation. Some alpha particles scattered through smaller angle deviation, that is theta less than 90 degree. Some alpha particle suffered large angle deviation, that is theta greater than 90 degree. And a very few alpha particle, 1 out of 8,000, returned back or back scattered, that is theta is equal to 180 degree. From this observation, Rutherford put forward a theory which is popularly called as Rutherford's atomic model. Then, what are the postulates of Rutherford's atomic model? Let's see. According to Rutherford's atomic model, every atom consists of a tiny central positively charged core called nucleus, which contains protons and neutrons. Every atom, if this is a atom, this atom consists of a tiny central at the center. The core is at center, so it is said to be central. A tiny central positively charged core called the nucleus, which consists of protons and neutrons. The almost entire mass of the atom is concentrated at this nucleus. Clear? Then first postulate is every atom consists of a tiny central positively charged core called a nucleus, which contains protons and neutrons, and almost entire mass of the atom is concentrated at this nucleus. Clear? This is the first postulate. Then the second postulate is the size of the nucleus is in order of 10 to the power minus 15 meter. This is the size of the nucleus. And the size of the atom is in order of 10 to the power minus 10 meter. So, the size of the nucleus is very small as compared to the size of the atom. This is the second postulate. Then, the third postulate is this nucleus is surrounded by negatively charged electrons revolving around the nucleus in circular paths with high velocity. The negatively charged electron revolves around the nucleus in circular paths with high velocity, and this circular path of the electron is called as the orbit. This circular path is called as the orbit. This is the third postulate. And the fourth one is the total negative charge of all the electrons present. The total negative charge of all the electrons is numerically equal to the positive charge of the nucleus. So the atom is electrically neutral. The total negative charge is equal to the total positive charge of the atom. So the atom is electrically neutral. This is the fourth postulate. Then the fifth one is, when the electron revolves around the nucleus, it requires a centripetal force. What is centripetal force? The force of attraction, or the force towards the center, which is responsible for the revolution of a body around another body. That is said to be the centripetal force. The Coulombic force of attraction between the nucleus and the electron provides the electron necessary centripetal force for the revolution of electron around the nucleus. When the electron revolves around the nucleus in a circular path, it requires centripetal force. And this centripetal force is provided by the Coulombic force of attraction between the nucleus and the electron, as a result of which these electrons revolve around the nucleus. These are the postulates of Rutherford's atomic model. Clear? Then this is the Rutherford's atomic model. This is the atom. This is the atom. This is the central part. It is tiny, and this is said to be the nucleus, consisting of protons and neutrons. And the size of the nucleus is in order of 10 to the power minus 15 meter, whereas the size of the atom is 10 to the power minus 10 meter. The maximum portion of the atom is empty, and the electrons revolve around the nucleus in circular paths. These are the postulates of Rutherford's atomic model. Then, what are the drawbacks of Rutherford's atomic model? First one is, Rutherford's atomic model could not explain the stability of atom. First postulate, first drawback, it is very important for CHSE exam. Why Rutherford's atomic model cannot explain the stability of atom? See here, we all know that electron is a charged particle. It is negatively charged. And this negatively charged electron revolves around the nucleus in a circular path. Suppose at this point the velocity is v1 and this velocity is v2 like this. So here the direction of v1 is like this and the direction of v2 is like this. So v1 is not equal to v2 since the directions are different. Clear? So since the velocities are different at a different position, so the motion of the electron is said to be accelerated motion. So according to Rutherford's atomic model, the electron revolves around the nucleus in circular path. If it revolves in a circular path, then the motion is accelerated motion. And we all know that an accelerated charge radiates energy. Since the electron possesses acceleration, it would radiate energy in the form of radiation. So the energy of the electron will decrease, as a result of which the radius of the path decreases continuously, and after some time it will collide with the nucleus, as a result of which the atomic system will be collapsed. So Rutherford's atomic model cannot explain the stability of atom since atom is highly stable. But according to Rutherford's atomic model, an atom is unstable. So Rutherford's atomic model cannot explain the stability of atoms here. Then the second drawback is according to Bohr, the electrons revolve around the nucleus in a particular path with fixed energy, so it is said to be the energy state or energy level. The electron does not require any energy to absorb or release during its motion around the nucleus. Clear? If this is the nucleus and the electron revolves around the nucleus in a circular path, during its revolution around the nucleus, it does not require any energy to absorb or release in order to revolve around the nucleus. But if it absorbs energy, then it goes to the excited state. And the excited state being unstable, it returns to the ground state by emitting the excess energy gain in the form of radiation. If this radiation is analyzed by spectroscope, then sharp discontinuous lines are obtained on the screen, which is said to be line spectrum. So, Bohr's atomic model can explain the origin of spectral lines. So, how the spectral lines are produced, that can be explained with the help of Bohr's atomic model. But Rutherford's atomic model cannot explain like this. Clear? Then, next drawback is according to Rutherford's atomic model, the electrons revolve around the nucleus in circular paths. Clear? But this model does not say anything about the distribution of electrons around the nucleus. This is another drawback of Rutherford's atomic model. Clear? This is all about Rutherford's atomic model, and the course note has been provided in the description box. Thank you for watching the video, and in the next class we will discuss about distance of closest approach or the size of the nucleus and impact parameter along with the problems. Clear? Thanks.